أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا ومولانا أبي القاسم محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. So we discussed this passage from Dua Kumail, in which we address Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by saying Ilahi wa Mulai Ajrayta alayya hukman, you have decreed on me an order. Means you made something obligatory for me, or you stopped me from doing something. So do's and don'ts that we see, haram and halal, and wajib and makruh and mubah, all these ahkam, your orders, اتبعت فيه هوى نفسي, but I did not follow your commands, I did not follow your instructions. Rather, I اتبعت فيه, I followed in all these commands that came from you. اتبعت فيه هوى نفسي, I didn't follow you, I followed my own desires, desires of my nafs. Hawa, nafsi. Hawa, we use it in Urdu also. Original meaning of hawa is not this hawa. This is with alif maqsura. There is hawa. Hawa means wind or air, and hawa. Hey, wow, with alif maqsura in the end. It means inclination. So my inclinations, of course, towards my desires. Hawa nafsi, my nafs. So I didn't follow you, I follow my nafs. So a person in the issues of religion, Islamic laws, either he follows Allah's instructions or his own desires. So there is his nafs and his Rabb. Either he follows his Rabb, he follows his nafs. وَلَمْ أَحْتَرِسْ فِيهِ مِنْ تَزْيِينَ عُدُوِّي. So originally, when we were discussing about shaitan, that why Allah created shaitan. So we discussed this in details. But here, another beautiful point, that the Imam has mentioned hawa and nafs first. So there are two ways to deal with Allah's commandments. One, either following Allah's commands or following your own nafs. So Imam didn't say either following Allah or following shaitan. Shaitan is not here yet. So the original battle is between us, our nafs, and Allah's command. Mashiyatullah, Allah's irada, Allah's will, and our desire. Here is the battle originally. Allah wants us to follow Him. Our nafs wants us to follow it. Follow the nafs, follow ourselves. In this battle, now وَلَمْ أَحْتَرِسْ مِنْ تَزْيِينَ عُدُوِّي. There is another person who gets involved in this conflict between Allah's mashiyat and my own desire. So Allah's desire, my desire. Whose desire? Allah, what Allah wants and wills, or what I will and what I want. So this is between me and Allah. There is another person, he comes in. So we cannot blame him for every single thing. It is we are in the battlefield, and there is another enemy comes. The enemy comes, and what he does? Tazina falam ahtaris. I could not protect myself from temptations of shaitan. So now shaitan here makes my nafs more rebellious to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. My nafs is already rebellion, right? But he makes it more towards disobedience of Allah. How? Tazyin aduwi, through those delusions, those attractions of this dunya that we discussed earlier. فَغَرَّنِي بِمَا أَخْوَى. This was the beautiful sentence that we discussed earlier. Then he deceived me through my desires. Look, ahwa and hawa. So two words. اتبعت فيه هوى نفسي غرني بما أهوى. So what is the difference between hawa and ahwa? Hawa is noun, means desire, and ahwa is verb, means I desire. What I desire. So originally hawa and nafs, I have the hawa and nafs. This is the real shaitan, not this Iblis. Iblis takes the opportunity and he enters through our own desires. فَغَرَّنِي, he deceived me through what I desire. Now let's go ahead. Here, until here we discussed it in 2 or 3 sessions. Even in 2 majalis we discussed this. وَأَسْعَدَهُ عَلَى ذَلِكَ الْقَضَاءِ. Now my fate also should take some blame of this. You say na, qismat ne aisa kar diya. This is what happened. It was written maybe for me. Do I do this? Qada. As'adahu helped shaitan. The qada didn't help me. How this happened? And why this happened? Originally qada is ilmullah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah knows that what is going to happen. So he knew that I'm going to follow my desires instead of following Allah's commands and his wish. I follow my wish, and shaitan is going to come and take me to the wrong path and deviate me from the right path. فَتَجَاوَزْتُ بِمَا جَرَى عَلَيَّ مِنْ ذَلِكَ بَعْضَ حُدُودِكَ. So what originally I have done by following my own desires? So now somebody may say, oh, I just offer my salat. Whose command is this? It's Allah's command. It's not my desire to offer salat. Maybe my desire to go and sleep or and sit and watch TV and go somewhere else. But I came here. Why? For salat. So this is whose wish is this? Originally Allah's wish. Allah's desire from us, from his subjects, his servants, to follow his commands. So I'm doing it. When I'm doing it, so how can I say this? What is in this dua? That I didn't follow you, Allah, I followed my desire. I didn't follow my desire, I followed I followed your commands. So keep this in mind. Dua is logic. Dua is not just wishes. As I always emphasize on this fact, we should not ignore the fact that dua in Islam is logic and rational lessons that we learn. By asking something, we're learning something. So here the answer, yes, you are right. You came for salat. In Ramadan you do your fasting. You follow Allah subhanahu Allah's commands. You obey him. Yeah, this is right. But still, so what I want to say here in this dua, He says, فَتَجَاوَزْتُ بِمَا جَرَى عَلَيَّ مِنْ ذَلِكَ بَعْضَ حُدُودِكَ وَخَالَفْتُ بَعْضَ أَوَامِرِكَ. No, I'm not a kafir. I'm not a denier. I'm not a rejecter of the truth. No, I am a Muslim. But what happened that I disobeyed. I crossed. Tajawuz, from tajawuz means crossing the limits. I crossed some of your limits. Hududak. Hudud, your had. I crossed some of your limits. Not Allah's limits. Allah's limits means the limits that has been defined by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَمَنْ يَتَعَدَّ حُدُودَ اللَّهِ. This Quran. وَمَنْ يَتَعَدَّ حُدُودَ اللَّهِ فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الظَّالِمُونَ. Whoever crosses the limits of Allah, these people originally are the zalim. So Hududullah means what? Hududullah means those limits that Allah has described or defined for us. Means, look, you have to stay there. Don't come here. Means anything which is haram is limit of Allah. Anything which is wajib, it is limit from Allah. It is hududullah. That's why in fiqhi terminology, hudud and ta'zirat are used to describe the laws of punishment, are called hudud. You have heard in Urdu, had jari karna hai. Is par had jari karenge. Means we have to apply the limit on him. No, apply limit on him. It doesn't mean that regular limit. Limit on him means what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has prescribed as wajib, as haram. This is the punishment for this. This is the punishment for this. It's called hudud. It's had. Had jari karna. I crossed some hudud. I'm a Muslim. I'm praying. Yeah, this is right. I'm not saying that I denied Allah totally. Then why should I come here for dua? No, I'm asking you, Allah, I'm in front of you. So look the balance, even in dua. You will never see any kind of extreme in any sayings of our Aimma alayhi salam. No extreme. It's balanced. More, everything is balanced. So in one way, in the beginning, it looks like the Imam is teaching us to do dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Oh Allah, I disobeyed you. I obeyed my own nafs. No, not 100%. بَعْضَ حُدُودِكَ. Some. But this some is what? وَخَالَفْتُ بَعْضَ أَوَامِرِكَ. And I disobeyed ba'd, not all your orders, some of your orders. You said offer your salat, but offer it for me. I did offer salat, obeyed you in this order, but the other order I didn't obey. When you said, do it for me only. It should be clean from riya, from show off. I couldn't do that. So ba'dha. So the word ba'dha in this dua is really very meaningful. Ba'dha awamirik. I disobeyed some of your. And also, there is another meaning here, that some people, or maybe most of us, when we realize that yes, we have done something wrong, we come and do the tawbah, but still we take it very easy. We say, okay, what? Only today's Fajr Salat? Yeah, just one Salat. I abandoned just one Salat. I every day offer salat. Yes, today I didn't offer it. I always give charity. Just today I did. I always do this. Just one time I did. I always refrain from haram. Just one time I ate something haram. Just a little bit. So we take it easy, just a little bit. Imam want to emphasize here and teach us in this dua that this little is originally the one that you have to cry for. Ba'd awamir. It's not total. Who said that you always, disobey Allah? No, then you become kafir. You are a Muslim. Not always disobey Allah. That little disobedience is a big thing. That is a big deal. Ba'd awamirik. How beautiful the word ba'd. If you just remove ba'd from here, the meaning will change. This is the beauty of dua. This is the beauty of kalami ma'soom. Ba'd awamirik. So, I think I have to stop here. Inshallah, we'll discuss more. The next passage is beautiful. So the conclusion is what? The conclusion is that originally Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created us. When He created us with clean soul. But as we grew up, Allah gave us aql. Look, the little baby. It is baby. That's why I call it ma'soom. Doesn't know what the baby is doing. Now looking to you, laughing with you, and suddenly turns to face you. Why? For no reason. Like this. Not because the baby doesn't like you, but this is the style of a baby. Laughing with you and looking at the other way. What is the baby is doing? If somebody else does this, they will take it serious. What? You just were talking with me and suddenly you're turning your face from me? This is disrespect. But the baby does it many times, and when the baby does this, you like it. You laugh at it. If somebody else, throw your book away, you will get angry. But the baby will take your book and throw it away. You say, wow, look, what the baby is doing. You laugh at it. Why? Because it's ma'soom. Ma'soom means it's not doing anything wrong purposely. Why? Because its aql, the baby's aql is not complete. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has give the baby aql more and makes its aql stronger. With aql, desires also get stronger. Here is the problem. And then we start following our own desires, keeping away from Allah, disobeying Allah, and here enters shaitan in between and says, okay, this is a good opportunity, let me use his desires to deceive him more, and consequently what will happen? That I will disobey Allah. And when I disobey Allah, not totally, no, because I'm Muslim, little disobedience. Even shaitan doesn't want you to go and suddenly just leave salat forever. No, shaitan knows you will not do it. Shaitan doesn't come to take you for what do you call the bar, a place where you go astaghfirullah and just start drinking. No, he knows he will never go even that that way. But he knows how to come to you by making you do little bit of haram, and after doing this little bit of haram, taking it easy. Many people say, oh, okay, yeah, this is sin, but this is not a big sin. Because I know major sins, there are 70 major sins, but this sin is not in this category of 70 major sins. I don't see this in this 70. it means this is minor sin. It's not major sin. Okay, fine. If it is minor sin, the moment you consider it minor, it turns into major sin. Why? Because among these major sins, one of them is takhfif al-dhanb. To consider the sin small. Taking easy a sin is big sin. Which means there is no minor sin ever. So shaitan, the best way for shaitan to deceive us is to make us take the sins easy. So what we should do, our fight is this, that we should take every single, even makruhat, even shubhat. We should refrain from makruhat and shubhat in order to make barriers and obstacles for shaitan. So he cannot come to us, he cannot deceive us, inshallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala strengthen our soul to be stronger, to fight our desires and fight shaitan. And this is the real jihad that we can do in our life. Salawat wa Muhammad wa alihi. Anything from you?
I don't know, it's a question or a comment, but it's always considered like desire, personal desire and Allah's desire, kind of a battle that you have to fight. It's always kind of like, put in this way. So you have to kill yourself and follow the Allah's desire. But I think there is another dimension that's ilm. So once you're fighting more ilm, and you finding it out the reason why certain things are the way they are. For example, drinking alcohol, eating food and stuff. Then it's not just like you're fighting a battle. It's not a depressive or oppressive, kind of forceful phenomenon. It's more like your desire will be becoming pure. So if as long as the ilm is missing, you will always constantly have to fight that battle.
That's good.
But that once the ilm is acquiring ilm,
Yes.
your battle become much easier.
True.
And then if the ilm become perfect as our imam, then there is no battle. Then there is desire, one person desire and another desire the same. So the deficiency of ilm will keep you this oppressive sort of like a concept in place that you have to keep fighting the battle.
That's very good. So like a person who knows that in this glass of water or very delicious smoothie or a juice, drink, it's very delicious, but there is, something is inside, which is disgusting, was felt inside, but the other person doesn't know. So other person will desire this, but the person who knows that something wrong is in this particular drink, he will never desire it. Rather he says it's disgusting, I cannot drink it.
Exactly. Attraction becomes repulsion.
So yes, so his knowledge, remove the desire for something which is harmful or disgusting or something which is not, desirable. Good point. Jazakallah.
What is the role of faith in a person's life? Do we make their own faith or
Whose life?
in a person's life? What is the role of faith in
Faith.
a person's life? Yeah,
Faith. Faith is faith is ilm originally. If you say iman is yaqeen is ilm.
Not faith, taqdeer.
Fate.
Faith.
Okay, fate. Fate. I thought faith. Okay, fate. Yeah, fate has.
Some role in a person's life?
It has a lot of qada. Now Imam was talking about qada, but you can change the fate.
Because people, many times they claim, it was written, it was my fate. So
No, amal is not connected. Your action is not connected to fate. But when you do something, yes, the results, are connected to fate. For example, you doing the same job, same hours, same business, everything is same, and the other person is also doing the same thing. But maybe the results come different. Here you can say there is a fate. But if you're sitting at home and the other person is working, and you say, oh, this is my bad fate, my bad luck, you cannot say that. To some extent, yes. Salawatu Muhammad.